Welcome, everybody. This is episode 49.
So say, please
49.
make sure you double check that before we signed on.
49. No, I got it right. I checked before I hit record. Episode
Okay.
49. It's late at night, so you could call this this is all part of my revenge sleep procrastination that I absolutely do. That's a term I found. When you have no free time during the day, so you just don't go to sleep to entertain yourself.
Yep.
Yep. A lot of people do it. I'm there.
It's kind of a sadist form of living, but
It's necessary.
and it makes you just feel alive.
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing like getting up, go to work, do your responsibilities, come home, do your additional responsibilities of parenting, if that's the court you're in. If you're listening to this with child, I mean, kids probably shouldn't listen to this, but if
we
they
have an
are,
E next to the title for a reason.
Yeah, there's a few times I didn't click that thinking, was this episode clean? It probably was not. But
highly doubtful.
But I do click the explicit button. So if there are kids listening, earmuffs. Fuck, cock, balls.
Shit, piss, fuck, on cocksucker, motherfucker, tits, fart, turd, and twat.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that.
Your mom. I was gonna say, what is the length you have to go on like YouTube to like not swear or anything before they don't take away monetization? It's like
I don't know
or something.
It's because it's weird that like something like because like there's videos where they'll describe. I listen. I don't get censoring at all, like especially in this country. Like we can show all the violence we want, we can show all the blood and the guts, but a nipple is
just
whoa.
Just a little, not in this country, man.
Just a little nipple. Get it out of here. You're all canceled. But look at that. Get a load of that dead body.
Sorry, I'm just checking my notes real quick. That's how it goes.
But we got a great show for you today. I think we're gonna touch on a little more current stuff, a little extra, maybe Royal Rumble notes, a few extra Bloodline notes, what's going on with that.
And we're gonna have some retro notes as well.
Yeah. We're gonna continue. Remember, if you want to go back and listen, the 2 retro episodes that were aired during our slight hiatus. Remember, those are still up in the archives. So after this, you can scroll back and watch.
Yeah, and I'm actually going to mention to expand this a little bit. I went back and also listened to the WrestleMania 30 episode and have some thoughts there.
So wait, that was in addition to what I posted, because I don't think I posted that.
That's right.
Okay, so that's a bonus one where you have to go out of your way to find that. Although I suppose I could post that one day in the future if we need just something to fill a week.
Why not? And there definitely will be a time. But
of course.
I don't know. I just wanted to have some bonus thoughts. And also I want to say that was the last episode of the original run.
Yeah, it makes sense, man. Like it was crazy that, even at the time, I think we all had less stuff going on collectively, but it's still difficult to get everybody in the same room, no matter what you're trying to do.
It's very difficult to do that even when you don't have to go into the same room.
This is true, which leads me, you might see 2 people on your screen.
And you might only be hearing 2 people talk.
This is true. All I have to say to that is, Big Boss Man, once again, this booking doesn't work for me, brother.
Nope. I can't sign off on this, brother. This is not good shit.
No, but since it's just 2 of us, I guess I'll have to at least start with by introducing myself. I'm Mike. I'm here almost every time. I've missed 1 or 2 here and there. It happens. It happens to everybody. Standing. Are you standing or sitting?
Me?
Yeah.
Sitting.
See, he didn't know.
Yeah, I had to think. Wait, no.
Got him.
God.
Standing.
Something out of fucking Monty Python.
Not standing. By the way, History of the World Part 2 is apparently a thing on Hulu coming soon.
And I am quite excited.
So am I.
And God
Now,
bless Mel Brooks for still being alive.
right, like I love how like History of the World Part 1, like that was part of the joke. Like,
Well, Mel Brooks jokes were they always joked about a sequel in the original movie and just never made the sequel. Don't
true.
forget, we still have not gotten Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money.
I mean,
And
listen,
I
can
heard
we
the rumor for a while actually was supposed to be if he could get Rick Moranis on board, which was the only thing that was holding it back. He
yeah.
wanted to do Spaceballs 3, The Search for Spaceballs 2.
Oh man. He's like those movies are so good and a lot of them they really hold up.
Mm-hmm.
So many of them.
I'm even gonna say it. Blazing Saddles, still funny,
Oh yeah.
still fucking
Absolutely.
hilarious.
Absolutely. Like all of it. History of the World Part 1, like first if you haven't seen that movie, go back and watch it cuz it is hysterical. But all of it, like all like and I feel like that's a more underrated one because I know everyone knows like Young Frankenstein and what's technically the most famous one? Is there like a most like a most popular like
Um,
everyone knows Mel Brooks movie? I know there's some that kind of go under the radar, like High Anxiety. I feel like people don't really talk about too much, but still very good.
or silent film.
Silent films, fantastic.
I feel like the one that's fresh in most people's mind because it was like the most recent big one was Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Even still, like they're all so good, and they
Yeah.
really do hold up. But yes, I say all that by how the hell do we even say History of the World? Why did I say History of the World Part 2 anyway? What joke? See, this is where I'm terrible. My brain is just fried sometimes.
That's because we're dads. Well, that's kind of the big part.
You said something that triggered my memory, and I said History of the World Part 2. I don't even know what you said originally.
Something about Monty Python.
Right, and then I went in the complete opposite direction.
Yeah, kind of like like an adjacent road, I would say.
True. Maybe I was thinking of that. Yeah, either way. Clearly two unrelated things, two very funny things.
Mm-hmm.
Um
They're not quite wrestling.
oh man, we are not giving people the wrestling so far to start this podcast. But anyway, standing slash sitting this way. Um with with last name, it's Skylar Strange.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. Hold on. God.
But didn't you I thought you got it back.
Not no, there's still negotiations going on.
Oh
God,
Jesus.
God's
I
Vince
mean,
is
it's a
I
waiting
can't let I
process.
can't let Vince see this shit. Hey, look at Piper Niven. She had to fucking disappear for what 4 or 5 months before coming back as Piper Niven.
Was she hurt though?
Yeah, maybe.
Mm.
Not 100% sure on that one. I
It
like
was.
how
I mean,
who was it that was saying that like who the hell's this like Bass or whatever like that's like that's Piper Niven and she's actually one of the better ones in the ring right now.
mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Well, because like I mean, if she wasn't there for a long time, and it's not exactly like she was
Thank God
doing a
they
hell
got
of a lot on Raw.
well thank God they got rid of that name.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
No, that wasn't working for me, brother.
No, it wasn't. But but
Anyway,
anyway,
I'm
but anyway,
sitting.
I'm Mike. Skylar's here. We're here. Couple things I wanted to bring up about the Bloodline because I feel like we were hitting the end of the podcast last week when we got into it. Um, let me throw this out there. Is there still time to wait a minute?
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Wait a
Wait,
minute.
wait a minute.
That's
You
gotta
thought
be
I was done?
Craig.
You thought I gave up? You thought I left for good? No. Craig Francis is back, baby. Wait, hold on. Andy can't hear that. He'll take that too literal. CJ Doyen, on the other hand, that's right. I'm here. I made it to the show. A little late. Sorry, I apologize. But
I don't even
you
think
guys,
I don't even think we explicitly said you weren't here yet, did we?
Well, I called out the big boss man and
Oh yeah,
said
no,
that
we hinted
that
at
doesn't work. That doesn't work for me, brother.
doesn't work for me, brother.
we hinted at it multiple times. Yes.
All this damn booking.
Just for the record, I was supposed to work originally until about 10:30 local time for me, which would have been 2:30 in the morning for you guys. So
Audio listeners, I'm flipping them off about the time difference.
It's 1:30 in the morning. We'll
fair.
get these time zones right eventually. Unless you move to
Whatever it
like
is.
Hawaii, then we're all fucked.
Then fuck that.
Hawaii,
New
it's like
Zealand.
it's like 6 p.m. Okay, well now we're just getting crazy.
I'm gonna go to New Zealand. How did my levels sound, by the way, boys? Because I didn't get a chance to test anything
Sound fine.
out. Just want to make. I'm coming through all right. Everything sounds all right. I'm not too loud, not too soft.
I'm the one that you need to be concerned about. Somehow
You actually sound fucking normal today. I can actually hear you, which is nice.
Well, holy
but
shit.
Anyway, yeah. So I'm here. I came back. I only came back to tell you guys that I'm quitting the show. It's been fun. I had a great time, but I'm moving on to bigger, better things out here in Vegas. So this whole 3-hour time difference, it's not working for me, brother. So I quit. See you later. Hold on. How do I close the video on this so it makes it look like hold on, stop.
Bye, Felicia.
Now I'm gone. Now I'm gone, and I'm gone forever.
I am the best character on the show.
With the 3-hour time difference, my work schedule, the boys had to get this one started without me. I'm glad that they could. I'm glad that we could all still do it. I made it home in time to at least catch most of you guys. Switched my schedule around for you boys. I hope you appreciate that.
I can just kind of say that we ranted for 10-15 minutes about revenge sleep procrastination, which is what this is really. Mel Brooks and
Piper Niven.
So in other words, every other episode.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure we're still on the same track.
We inadvertently killed time. And with that, Mike, probably should start those intros.
Oh, we didn't. You guys didn't even do intros without me.
We half did them. I thought you guys were gonna be like, yeah, cunt Craig couldn't make it again. I didn't call you cunt. I know. I forgot. Not really. I just didn't get to it.
At least I'm not a cunt like
we half did intros, and Skylar wasn't sure. I said, "Are you standing or sitting?" And Skylar wasn't even sure. So that's where we're at.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
But anyway, so listen.
There we go.
Officially. Welcome to episode 49 of the 6-Man Tag Podcast. I'm Mike.
Only 20 away from the big one. 20 away from the big one, boys. Can't wait.
Can't wait.
That really popped Mike. He had to mute himself because he went into a pop coughing fit. 20 away from the big one.
God damn it. That's really funny. I can't wait. Joining me as always, it's CJ.
What's up, everybody? Craig Francis, aka CJ Doyen, back with you guys once again for another evening of some wrestle talk on the good old 6-Man Tag Podcast. And as usual, this is a 6-man tag because there's 3 of us, usually, unless you listen to last week's. But as you're listening to this one, we're back to our full strength, baby. We're back to Freebird status. We're back to New Day. We're back to the Usos and Roman because we have all 3 of us here today. And that includes Mr. Skylar.
Don't tell me you've been living 3 hours in the past, Francis. I was there, okay? Don't even tell me that you were back in 1987. You weren't even a thought in the groin of your father, okay?
I might have been a thought in 1987, just saying.
You might have
at least been a thought.
But I was already doing chest presses back then. And you know what? Back in 87, I had to have this fucking guy over here explain to me about Huey Lewis and the news, okay? In 87, Huey released this for the most accomplished album, which I did so many fucking push-ups to back in the day. I think their undisputed masterpiece is Hip to Be Square, a song that's so catchy that most people probably don't listen to the lyrics, okay? But I'm doing fucking tricep presses to the beat because they should, not because about the pleasures of conformity and the importance of trends. It's also a personal statement about the band. Hey, Craig!
I agree. Also, oh, I was not ready for American Psycho, man. That got me. That was good. That was.
God damn it! God.
There. Okay, it's whoa. It literally stopped the recording when you came on. We were just going on without you.
No, that's fine. My computer just decided to turn off. Fucking stupid.
Maybe you should charge it.
Oh, it's plugged in. I don't know. That was weird.
My question is it said recording stopped and then recording started again. So
how much of it? Well, I mean, we probably got up until when he came back, and it kicked right back on when he came back. So it'll just sound like a skip in the recording if you just put them together.
Yeah.
But I
Oh,
mean,
if the first
it would be a
bit's
good spot
lost,
for an ad.
it would be. I'll have to figure it out. If the first bit is somehow lost, which I hope it's not, it shouldn't
I
be
doubt
because
it
the
is.
meeting didn't end or anything. But
No.
yeah, all of a sudden my screen was just like locked, and I'm like, what in the fuck? I literally didn't do anything. I'm literally sitting here, like I'm moving the mouse around. It's not like I'm inactive.
We should still have the first bit, so we could just continue on with the episode. You could throw like an ad for name obsolete item brand here.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
But
wait, I got this. I
didn't even get to make a fucking.
Shit.
Why Skylar on top?
Fuck it, just do
like
cow doors again.
I didn't.
Cow doors.
I didn't even get a chance to.
Wall bombs.
Thank you.
Rainbow music.
I didn't even get a chance to be like fucking Patrick Bateman Ventura showed up here.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I love it. It's a good intro. It's a good way to start the show. You know what? I should eventually like make us some like intro music. Like I know we have intro music, but
oh yeah, no, whatever.
We can't change it. We should maybe work.
We can always rotate if we have different intros. Too, yeah. One of my favorite Botchamania bits is which intro are they going to open with? Because he has like one for like AEW. He's got one for like the old school Raw. The old. You ever watch
on YouTube any of the Marky D videos? Marky D 123.
No.
His videos are pretty funny. He opens every video cutting like a oh shit, what's his name? It's like Joey's favorite guy in ECW. Oh god, the neck brace.
Oh, Joel Gertner. I'm
Joel
surprised
Gertner.
you did.
Yeah.
Well.
No, usually that is a name very much that would come to my head, but I just got home from work. I had to take care of some business before hopping on with you guys, so
that could mean
it could mean a lot of
anything.
Things, but take it for what you will. So that might be. I'm just saying that might be why his name's
Granny. Don't.
It might mean that. But anyway.
So we had a few things to talk about. We were kind of discussing the Bloodline and
briefly.
Is it too late to call an audible on things? To which I personally say yes, but
well, now we have our Mania is set, our in between is set.
Which before we got on the air, I was asking Mike. I'll ask you the same thing. Did you see the promo between Paul Heyman and Cody Rhodes?
Yes, I did.
Fucking awesome.
Great stuff. I mean, I expect nothing less from either of them at this point. I've been saying for the entirety of the show, I don't understand the Cody Rhodes hate. I never did. I think the guy's fucking great. I think he is a main eventer. I think he is a superstar. I think he is a champion caliber guy to have on a roster. He's got a whole brand behind him. And on top of that, Paul Heyman is Paul Heyman. So, I mean, of course, my love for Paul Heyman obviously also does not go unsaid ever. One of the biggest compliments I ever got in my life in wrestling was after cutting a promo. I walked backstage and one of the guys walked to me in the back. He's like, man, that was very Heyman-esque. And like, I was like, wow, thank you.
I actually have something to address in regards to that, but we'll get to that when we get to my section.
Let me throw this out there too. Is there a shot now? I mean, we know Elimination Chamber set up with Sami Zayn, which I've said I wish I had the time and zero responsibility to just drive to Montreal and go to that show, because I think like even though it's like pretty obvious what the outcome is going to be, I still think it's going to be. I still think like the crowd will be incredible.
How wild! Just hypothetically, let's do a what if. How wild if our main event for WrestleMania turns out to be Cody Rhodes versus Sami Zayn?
It would, I mean, like I'm saying, I feel, and we said before we recorded that, I know Skylar said there's probably no shot that there's like a Daniel Bryan or Kofi Kingston type of thing that does happen where they change their plans. And I don't think they will, but like, what would be the worst thing? Like, what's the worst that would happen if they decided to change? I'm not saying take Cody out, And this is why I say, is it too late to call an audible and
That's why
try
I'm
and
saying
split the
Cody versus
belts?
Sammy instead of Cody versus Roman. I don't see how they would never do that for WrestleMania. It's their biggest show of the year. Obviously,
Yeah.
Roman Reigns has been the biggest draw of the year. Why would you not have him in the
Right.
main event? But I'm just talking about like in Marvel what if world,
Mm-hmm.
Sami Zayn wins the
Another
belt and
another
goes
thing in
on
my
to face
notes
Cody
later.
Rhodes.
I mean, it would be over. Like, no, I don't think people would be like that upset about it.
Do you think it would hurt the overall draw though? Do you think it would hurt the ratings? Because like I said,
Kind
it's
of.
pretty
No,
obvious Roman's been the biggest one.
no, because it's WrestleMania. WrestleMania sells out by you simply put WrestleMania
I'm
on
not
the.
talking about tickets. I'm not talking about box office. I'm talking about like the overall draw, the viewers' eyes on product. Do you think it helps or hurts?
Maybe back in when you had to buy the pay-per-view, maybe slightly, but I think with the streaming era, not necessarily. Like I know for me, like I'm not like I would be like I'd be into either one.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, and I've said how many times on this show before, I hope Reigns is the champ, for 10 more years. So I feel like this is the first time I've almost sort of come off that a little bit with this whole story, where it's like, okay, maybe now, okay, now seems to be at the time. And it's not that Cody's the wrong guy or anything. If anything else, the WWE should be commended that they have two baby faces like this. Because when's the last time you had two over, like just such over baby faces like Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn at the exact same time?
Mm-hmm.
Where
Stone Cold and The Rock.
I was about to say Stone Cold and The
right,
Rock was like the
At
only
at
time really.
best.
And
Maybe
exactly.
those
and maybe
times where they
Rock
were
and
both
Mankind,
face, and the times where they were both a face was probably pretty few and far between anyway,
Mhm.
and didn't last for very long. So of course it made it
Right.
even more special to have that going at that time.
Yeah.
But yeah, since then I agree with Skylar. I can't think of another time where I could say that you have this like two baby faces this over.
Maybe Rock and
Maybe
Mankind.
Brian Punk. Maybe Brian Punk, like during the Yes movement, but like Punk literally left during the middle of that. So
Yeah. And I
Well, they were
remember
teaming up
when,
for a bit prior to that.
and it was kind of
yeah,
weak. Like it just, I think it wasn't as great. Oh, well, maybe that was part of CM Punk burnout at that point, but
Yeah.
I think maybe it wasn't as great as it could have been when you look at, oh wow, these two guys are together.
Well, those two guys, a lot of people forget they had a trilogy of pay-per-view WWE title matches, and they were all fucking bangers. Although one had Kane for reasons.
that's gotta be Kane.
I mean, listen,
Yeah.
maybe at worst you can make Mania a triple threat if you have, if you have to. Didn't they
I
do
mean,
it? Didn't they
I
do?
still don't hate the idea of splitting the belts. I know we've talked about it a lot on this show. I don't think it's something that they're actually
No.
thinking about,
I
but
think
I
they
think
should have
like
done
I
that
would love that.
They should have done it in Cardiff. I was basically saying that before we came on.
I just think you can have, like, you can still have Roman be dominant as Universal Champion, and you can still, like, that. To me, it just seems like that's the best. That's like the best of both worlds. If you do the idea where you split it and Roman wrestles twice, like if you're doing Roman and Sammy at Elimination Chamber, I don't know where you'd go for the Universal title to have him keep it or whatever, but then he can lose the one title to Cody. Cody still gets the same outcome that they're looking for with the WWE title. Then maybe he can take that, he can bring back the Winged Eagle, and we go from there. Just saying.
Oh, I want to go back for a quick second when I mentioned that I feel like they should have split the titles in Cardiff. I've more recently been thinking Drew McIntyre needs to get the title again at some point.
Yes, I agree. He deserves a run with fans.
Thank you. That he totally, because he did the best he could during the pandemic era. Like, I commend him for the job he did.
100% agree with you. And I think Drew McIntyre is pretty over too. Don't get me wrong. I think people love the Claymore kick, the countdowns with the 3, 2, 1, and he gets a huge reception whenever he comes out. He got a huge pop at the Rumble. That's for sure.
Dude looks like he's fucking carved out of marble.
Yeah, I mean, like the guy's like literally like Vince McMahon's wet dream. Like when he picked him as his fucking chosen one, all those years ago, like that's who he became. He was right. Vince was right. This dude is a legitimate star. Now, of course, we all know Vince has more of a hard on for Austin Theory these days, but I mean, he was right his first instinct when it came to Drew was 100% on the nose, and I think he's proved it, and I think he deserves a run with some fans in the audience.
No, for sure. And I mean, and I said this Right. And I think he's one of the guys, because I said last week, I think a lot of guys, one of the things that guys had to do during the pandemic with no crowds was getting good at was not talking into the camera, but knowing where the cameras are so you can make your story mean more by just like you're not talking to people, but they can hear you. And I think like he's one of the ones that could do that. And I said Roman Reigns got especially good at it. And that's why I think that Rumble segment was so good because he knows the positioning of the camera. Okay, the camera, the main camera's right in front of us. If I start saying stuff to you, every word's coming through the mic for the people watching at home, maybe not in the crowd, but it makes when you're watching, it makes it mean more, which it did when the segment goes down. And then even if you fast forward to this past Friday SmackDown when they set up him and Sammy, just him telling Sammy, not on a mic, just with the camera right there. And he's talking to Sammy like, I'm going to beat you in front of your family, your wife, your kid, your friends, your relatives in your hometown.
Yep.
And end this. It's like shit like that. Guys like that got good at. Drew's one of them. Roman, another one.
I think that's completely fair. I think that's part of the reason why I think I've enjoyed Moxley so much over my career is because he's always made good use of his body movements and the cameras. Like if you notice when John Moxley, Dean Ambrose, same thing. Whenever he's cutting a promo, he doesn't spend his time looking out into the crowd, looking into the cameras. He picks those select moments where he wants to make his point and he makes it to a camera or he makes it to a specific section of the crowd or he faces the hard cam or whatever he's going to do. But the way he moves around and he's just kind of like, I'm just up here talking and you're all listening and that's it. Like I'm just going to say my piece. But when he comes up with his points, he knows where the cameras are. He knows where the crowd is, where he needs to work. Those are hugely important things when it comes to promos. As far as the side shit, like you mentioned about like kind of being able to use cameras to finish points without a microphone. That's another thing. I feel like that was always a special moment. I don't know why. Like maybe I'm overthinking it, but I felt like they obviously want you to hear it, but they're playing it off as if they don't. So if you suspend that disbelief, if we all go into kayfabe world for a minute and just kind of acknowledge that, where it's like, oh shit, he said something a little extra there that the crowd didn't hear. They didn't get to react to that, but I heard it. Like that always seemed like something a little special, not just for the home fans, but like a special part of the promo as well. It felt like it was always kind of like, ooh, it's that I mean, he said it for a reason. He said it so that the camera mic would hear it, but his mic wouldn't. There's reasons for all those things. So to see it pulled off well, like you said, like the guys like Roman, Drew did a good job because he had to. Those Heyman does it all. I mean, Heyman addresses the camera a lot, but like you'll also notice there's certain points where it's like, oh, I'm gonna go into my own little world for a little bit, and then I'm gonna look in the camera and I'm gonna say the serious part, and it's stuff like that where it's like, oh, this guy put some thought into this. There's attention to this. He knows where the hard points of the promo are. He knows what he has to sell, and that's what it's all about. It's about selling. You got to sell the pay-per-views. You got to sell the show. It's all selling.
I guess I wanted to make one more point on this. Now if Sammy loses at Elimination Chamber, I don't think it'll happen because Cody's super popular, but is there a shot that they just turn on it like we've seen in the past?
No.
I don't think so. I think Cody was promised too much. And I think that he's got it. It's an incredible story.
The fans turn on it and just boo everything because it's not Sami Zayn type of stuff. I don't mean.
Oh, you mean if they go full on like Punk or Daniel Bryan status?
Yes.
In WrestleMania 30, where
like the fans. No, Cody. I know Cody's not getting pulled out of that spot. I mean, would the fans shit on it at Mania? Well, honestly, like Roman Reigns, like Roman Reigns at 32.
I don't think so, because I think Cody's story is not only interesting enough, but it's real. It's cool. Like the man really got injured. He really had to go on a shelf. He had that incredible match while he was injured. There was nothing fake about that injury. I could tell you that.
Of course. Right.
So to do all that and then to come back, win the Rumble, and go on to the main event and Mania, I think there's enough people behind that I don't think it's going to get booed. I
All right.
it might get booed by like some of the indie smarks that show up at WrestleMania and stuff like that, but it's not going to make it over the rest of the crowd noise. There's no way.
Here's how you guarantee it doesn't get booed. I mean, what's going to happen anyway? Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are going to defeat the Usos for the tag team titles, and you're going to have your feel good Sammy moment there.
Is that going to happen though?
I think that's fair.
Yes.
But I mean, is Jey Uso just magically gonna? Because that's the other intriguing part of this.
I think he's going to turn on Sammy begrudgingly at Elimination Chamber. Like he's going to come out and super kick him, but he's not going to be happy about it.
I gotcha.
Like very.
I guess I'm curious, like, because if Roman's going to lose like there's a million questions you can have that I don't think any of us have the answers to. It's like if Roman loses the titles, where does he go from there? Does it kind of shift back to maybe Roman and like Jey Uso, which is where this whole thing originally started, a little less than 3 years ago now?
Some people have said that this is Jey Uso's story too.
I agree with that because again, I think at this point it's been so long ago it might have been forgotten, but the Roman Jey Uso kind of feud started this whole thing and
it was great. Surprisingly.
Yeah, I think it's a good. I honestly, I think it's a good story for everyone involved. I think both the Usos can turn a good story out of this. Obviously,
so Sikoa is made at this point.
Literally, like they literally made a new character. I mean, obviously he's a real guy. He's really their cousin. They didn't make him. He's not like created in a lab. But what I'm saying is like they literally brought up a whole new character to add to this family.
The Enforcer.
Giving him a lot of like the Umaga stuff. I thought it's been really cool.
Yeah, the Spike. I know he's doing that, which is awesome. So I think everyone involved. I don't think there's anybody that's been involved in the Bloodline storyline that hasn't benefited, and that includes all the people that Roman beat over the past like 2 years, because he had great stories with everybody. He had great feuds with Kevin Owens earlier, and now it's circled back around, which is cool.
Actually, you know what I think was a very underrated feud, even though he was already made at the time? The Seth Rollins feud.
Yeah. Well, Seth Rollins, I'll watch Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns fight each other any day. Like,
well, just that particular feud when the Bloodline thing was kind of starting, and Seth Rollins, they had to get Seth from Raw to face Roman Reigns.
Yeah,
and they were doing all the mind games. Like Seth was like, "Yeah, you've never beaten me in a title match," and like coming out and fucking just playing mind games, knowing he's about to Superman punch him and just casually ducking it.
Right.
Coming out as to the Shield shit.
I remember that.
Audience.
Yeah, that was really cool.
That was a totally underrated feud. But yeah, you're right. The fucking almost no feuds. Maybe Cesaro, but
but he was on his way out the door anyway.
Yeah,
they were always going to bury him on the way out. That's company policy.
Yeah, that's more on the company than Cesaro.
I'm not even honestly. I'm not even really joking when I say company policy. Look at their track record. I mean, that's what they do. They did it to Johnny Nitro. They did it to, shit, man. They did it to everybody. Anybody who's leaving the company.
Daniel Bryan
kind of.
He got yes, he got basically a loser lead. If you lose, you leave the company. But at least he got a moment on the way out.
No, you're right.
I think they had a little more respect. I'm sorry. I just want to make a point on that point. Yeah. I think they have a little more respect for Daniel Bryan Danielson, whatever you want to call him. I think I think because of what happened at like the whole thing leading up to WrestleMania 30, everything that led up after him getting injured, working his way back. I think all of that stuff, the work that he did while he was injured behind the scenes, that's the kind of stuff that kind of like puts you in a good place, so to speak. In WWE, I think. I
don't think Bryan Danielson's done with WWE.
I wouldn't be surprised if he came back for a retirement run, or even just one match.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think
the Hall of Fame induction.
Hall of Fame. I was just about to say he'll definitely be inducted in the Hall of Fame when he's done with AEW. They're not going to induct him while he's in AEW.
No.
They've done that with certain guys in the past. The reason why I say they won't do
it. They did that with Billy Gunn. So let's pump the brakes on that.
No. Because Billy Gunn got in because of the crew he's with. Let's call a spade here. Billy Gunn didn't get in for being the New Age Outlaws. He didn't get in for being badass Billy Gunn. He got in for being DX.
Got in for Rockabilly, right?
And I like how he got in for
Rockabilly,
being
yeah.
for DX, but no mention of China, no mention. Well,
Well, they can't, and that's the company
and
policy
no
when it comes to
mention of
that
Rick,
too.
no mention of Rick Rude.
Well, because
They
limited time in DX. Nobody.
you have to keep in mind DX has kind of stages or
Yeah.
levels to them if you want to it's like almost like evolutions in a way.
Hmm.
Whereas like they started with Rick Rude and our
And it
two
was a
boys who we
mystery.
love, and then Rick Rude jumps ship. China comes in as the bodyguard, which I think like kind of would have been Rick Rude's role anyway.
Well,
Because
no,
Rick Rude
China,
obviously
no,
wasn't
China
working.
was there from the beginning too.
Was she? I guess
Yeah,
that's
it
true.
was
Yeah,
Triple
yeah.
H,
She was with Triple H. Yeah.
HBK,
Not bad.
China,
I take that
and
back.
Rick Rude.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels is only my favorite wrestler alive, or there's no reason for me to know these things like Skylar does. But anyway,
It's true.
but like let's be honest, Billy Gunn is in the Hall of Fame because of Hunter and Shawn.
Yes.
Yep.
Now
Because don't forget, he can squash that little pissant company of his, unless they buy them.
Yep.
You
I
never know.
remember the whole speech. Yeah, they threw a joke in and everything. Which is good for them. They can get a laugh. But shit, where was I going? Anyway, we've seen it done before. Is my point? Yeah, you're right. But the reason why I say it won't be done with Brian Danielson,
Bryan Danielson.
Daniel Bryan Danielson. He's just too young. He's still too active. Billy Gunn's pretty much like semi-retired at this point, obviously. I know he wrestles
yet having
on
a career
AEW, but
renaissance at the same time.
yeah, I mean, I love Billy Gunn, but like, it's great to see him get the TV spots he's been getting lately. But but at the same time, like, is he wrestling full time? No. Like every once in a while, will he wrestle on Dynamite with the boys or do some bumps and stuff? Yeah, like because he can still do it, but he's not going to be on TV every week.
No.
Bryan Danielson is on TV every week.
He's in the
yeah.
10,000th. You're going to have to face 25 opponents before you get to me. Booking style. So
that's MJF's specialty.
Because you just you wait.
Yep.
Just wait. Nick Gage is coming back.
I can't wait. Nick Gage versus Bryan Danielson. I'll watch that.
God, that would be such a fucking.
That'll probably be that. I guarantee you that'll be Nick Gage's best fucking match of his life if he wrestles against Bryan Danielson, because Brian's just a fucking master of knowing how to put people over and make them look good while also keeping himself as strong as he possibly can. We all know he looks like a monster in AEW right now,
because he's not winning the title right now.
No, but I like MJF's going to hold on to that for a while. That's part of that whole fucking deal, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
But which, by the way, like, I know, like, I haven't seen any details or anything like that, but do we think that involved an extension, more money, the title, just specifically the title, and maybe some more money? But like, do you think there's like an extension or an agreement?
I think it's more money for now. I think of MJ. I mean, because if you're MJF, do you want to lock yourself into a deal, or
I don't think he wants to.
Does he truly want?
Here's the thing.
But does Tony Khan want to give him more money without getting a little more security? That's the other thing. It's like you got to look at it from both sides.
I agree.
Here's the thing. Most people seem to believe, this might be dirt sheet bullshit, but whatever, or speculation. Most people believe he already signed an extension a while ago. Like the whole bidding war of 2024 thing is just going to be like purely storyline at this point. Like a lot of people.
That's what I'm asking. Like, because I don't think, as far as I know, I don't think any official details have been leaked. But what if there is some kind of under the table agreement? They have an extension in place, and all of this is just kind of kayfabe at this point. You know what I mean?
You see, the reason I can believe it being secretive is we still don't know jack shit about Brawl Out when we really think about it. They're going to keep it a shit secret.
You know how crazy, I mean, granted, I know why it's probably not getting out, but do you know how crazy it is that we live? Yeah, no, I know. That's exactly, that was my point. But you know how crazy it is that we live in the world we live in today, where there's literally cameras everywhere, including in everybody's pocket, and not a single video of that fight is busted out yet.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't even think about that. Holy shit.
Right?
Huh.
Isn't that a little weird? Isn't that a little crazy?
I'll be damned.
Like you would think at some point a clip from some leaked source, unnamed leaked source, would have popped up by now.
I know. I mean, somebody out there.
Because like if you're like Ace Steel's wife or something, like wouldn't you even
That would exactly
out
who I
of
was thinking of.
That's still
like
Exactly who I was thinking
like
of.
even someone that's not gonna fight, be like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, look,
Yeah.
look. Like even if it's a shitty, shaky cam.
I still want to know what she knows. She
I
was
wanna know what
there,
Larry knows.
okay?
I want to know what Larry knows. That's what
Larry was there too, okay?
I'm
Oh,
aware
shit.
Larry was there.
Larry was doing hind leg push-ups at the time. Okay?
Larry Ventura. I want to make at least one more point on the, I guess the Royal, like just the match. Those Kevin Owens stair bumps.
Ooh, those were rough.
Ooh.
Those were rough. I remember after watching that, I think by the time I was watching that match, I had moved into my bedroom and I was watching it just lying down. And I think it was the next morning because I remember I told you guys I ended at the women's Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
So so the next morning I'm laying in bed. I wake up in the morning. I'm like, I'm gonna watch the rest of the Royal Rumble from bed. So I put it on. As soon as he took that bump, I literally did this. I was like, ooh. I looked right away from the TV. Like it literally made my body cringe.
That was the main
a rough
thing
one to watch.
That was the main thing I remember from that match because the match itself was okay.
No, yeah, the match was whatever. It was to set up the afterward, which I think I said last week. But if you ran out of the stadium after the pinfall, sucks to suck.
You missed one of the greatest moments in wrestling.
I was gonna say, and then
I don't think anybody was leaving that stadium after that match.
True. But then my other point,
the whole Sami Zayn
I think they
thing.
knew.
I think everybody knew Sami Zayn has to get involved somehow. Something has to happen.
Mm-hmm. And then I guess my last point I brought it up last week, but I just want your opinion is. I mean, I kind of said I don't think I could be convinced of a better overall story. Take out the matches, take out the whatever has been going on. I truly can't think of a better story because sure, maybe you figured Sammy will turn on it, but like you didn't know if would they just boot him out and beat him down randomly? Like when would he turn? Why would he turn? It wasn't like, like as well done as like Evolution was done. Like you knew that was coming from the start. Whereas this was like you kind of didn't really know what was going to happen as far as like this thing will break up at some point, but how?
Right.
There's been so much intrigue behind this for like well over 2 years at this point that to me, I don't think I could be convinced of a better overall told story.
I will say, I mean, in recent memory, I can 100% agree with you. I will say that my favorite wrestling story probably of all time, and I still think it is the introduction of Kane. I honestly think that's one of the best done storylines. It took like literally like a year because Paul Bearer just kept coming out talking about the brother, talking about the family, talking about what Undertaker did. So by the time he finally came out, and I mean, like, this might be nostalgia talking too, because keep in mind, I was probably like 10 to 12 years old when this happened.
Yeah.
So, little kid eyes and everything else is a little different, but I still to this day, like I remember like a couple of years ago, I went into a YouTube hole where I literally just watched the entire storyline. Like it literally just went clip after clip after clip of like every episode of Raw that had the Kane storyline involved. And I just watched them all, and I watched the whole storyline again. This is about like 2-3 years ago, and I still think it's one of the best told stories in wrestling.
That's fair. That's fair. But like, I don't know, man, because like the fact that people were getting sick of it, just break it up already. Why does Roman still have the belt? It's just like, are you like, I don't know, man. And I know people are impatient, but like at this point, just like at this point, like what do you like? Why do you watch? Like it doesn't get much better than that. Any better than that for me.
Can I actually answer that question? I want to actually give an answer to that question.
Yeah, go
Why
ahead.
do people watch, right? People watch not because they want to be entertained. They just want to be right. They want their favorites to win. They want their storylines to go through. And when it doesn't, they have a reason to bitch. That's why they watch.
Because like wrestling.
That was kind of profound, actually.
Yeah, like it's always, and I'm sure we've said this, but like wrestling to me it's the only TV show that people hate and don't stop watching. Any other TV show, whatever. There's been so many shows where it goes on too long, people phase out. Walking Dead. But like, if a show sucks, people just don't watch anymore. They don't go online and bitch about it. They don't go online and go, oh, I wish this was. They just go, all right, I guess I'm done. But wrestling, like, people have like lived their entire life and just be like, man, this all sucks. All right, fine. All right, fine. You got me again. I'll keep watching.
Yep.
It's like me in my teen years and up to like mid-20s of continuously going back to see M. Night Shyamalan movies. It's like every time I knew I was going to be disappointed, but I still went because it just looked, oh, this story looks pretty good. This looks like it'll intrigue me. And then it gets to the fucking twist and I'm like, I fucking hate this movie.
Yeah, I'm kind of pissed off at him for casting Batista in the movie.
It's gonna be
sucks
fine
because I want to see it, but at the same time, like I know I'm gonna
Exactly.
fucking hate it after I see it, and I'm just gonna be mad because that's literally like you're literally describing my life going to M. Night Shyamalan movies. Like he always casts somebody or they show a trailer that gets me fucking hooked, and I'm like, maybe this one will be different. This one will probably be pretty good. This one looks really good. Then I go fucking see the movie, and I walk out going, God damn it, they got me again.
Listen, I'll say this: the one where the
that's
people,
why I lean back.
the one where the people are on the beach and then they age it like instantly. That one was okay. If you need to see another one of his movies, or don't. But I'm just saying, his most recent one wasn't bad.
I think the last one I tried was which one came out later, The Village or The Happening? Because one of those was my last one where I was just like, I will never fucking.
I think The Happening was later.
Yeah, I think Happening. I was just like after that, I went to go see The Village first, and again, like after seeing like 2 or 3 other ones, I was just like, I'm not seeing this guy's movies anymore.
The Village
then
was
The Happening
good, though.
comes out. No, it wasn't.
The twist was good.
Wasn't.
Yeah. We're actually current time, and this weird cult is just hanging back.
It's not good. It's not good.
Sorry.
Signs. People try to tell me Signs is good.
Spoiler
on The Village.
Signs
is good, and I want to physically fight them.
I'm with you on that one. Signs sucked.
Oh no, it's really cool that you don't get to see the aliens the whole movie. That's the point. Get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah, fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You didn't actually see him kill them, but doesn't fucking mean anything.
Ooh, and that's not true. The original, when he clubs that dude with the fucking hammer, bro.
No, the original. He's
that's
killing
the first kill of the movie.
He's killing people.
Oh no, well, okay. I should say you don't explicitly see like the gory details.
You don't see the chainsaw being used. That's the thing.
Or like when he hangs the dude on the hook, like all you see is his feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That first kill.
Well, that was also. I mean, that was also the time.
I will never forget. It's funny that we're actually talking about a movie that I've seen, but I will never actually forget the first time I saw the original, and that first kill where the dude just walks in the house and that sliding door just comes open, and then Leatherface is just standing there, and he just takes the meat hammer and just right in the top of the head, and the dude starts seizing out, and he hits him again. Yeah, meat hammer. Like my brother has. But anyway.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, he takes, he smacks him in the head and the dude starts convulsing and he just hits him again. I remember like watching that as like a 13, 14-year-old being like, this movie's gonna fucking rule.
Maybe that was the inspiration for John Malkovich killing that dude in Burn After Reading.
Oh, that was brutal. That's different.
With a hatchet in the middle of the street.
Dude, I watched that movie recently. I went back and I watched it.
It's such a good movie.
I watched it right before I moved out here. Like I watched it when I was still living in New York.
Yeah.
And like literally right before I came out. And that scene, man, is so much more brutal to watch now. Like when he hits that dude and you just see like the crack in his head form and the blood.
Because I'm not even talking because he kills Brad Pitt in that movie too, right?
Yeah, well, no, George Clooney kills Brad Pitt.
Oh fuck, that's right.
George Clooney shoots him in the
closet.
Yeah, in Malkovich's closet.
Yeah,
he shoots Brad Pitt in Malkovich's closet. Malkovich comes home, thinks that the guy who broke into his house, who's Brad Pitt's boss, and the dad from Step Brothers, thinks he's fucking his wife. But meanwhile, George Clooney's fucking his wife. So he chases that dude out and he beats him over the head with a hammer. If you haven't seen the movie, fuck you, you've had 10 years.
I mean, we've spoiled a few movies already on this podcast.
But when he hits him with that hammer, though, that first hit when he knocks him down, you just see like a little crack, a little blood, and then when he's on the ground, they do the far shot and he hits him again.
Yeah.
That second one when he hits him is brutal to watch.
Yeah,
brutal.
Great movie though.
Great movie. Great movie.
All right, let's get into. Oh, sorry.
Where is the
Giving
wrestling?
you plenty of fucking wrestling. Shut the fuck up.
Trust me,
you know,
I still have my own bit to go through. Trust me.
You know what else? This other thing pisses me off is when like whatever, when it's like, you know, WFAN, whatever, like sport, you know, whatever sports talk show, when they could take 5 minutes out of 4 hours to just like BS about anything else, and then people instantly get mad. It's like, why are we talking about sports? I don't want to hear about this. It's like, you need it's July. You need the fucking Yankees and Mets score, and you got to take 85 calls. Like, come on, bro. That's exactly what that is. People bitching. Where's the wrestling? Well, you got wrestling.
No.
Shut the fuck up.
My favorite podcast is the Giant Palmcast, and like it's a video game podcast, and like the first 15 minutes they just banter about their personal lives and their family and just other stuff, and I'm like, yeah, this is kind of some of the most.
You got kids? Fuck you. What game you playing?
Yeah.
Actually, they do get into that. But anyway, yeah, I like banter. But yeah. What else you got? Are we moving on to my bit?
Yeah, let's go into your bit, because first of all, it's 12:45 Eastern Standard. Is this standard time? No, this is daylight savings time. Technically, I get that shit confused.
9:45.
Yeah,
Middle
whatever.
finger.
I could literally go out and do stuff after this if I didn't have to wake up early tomorrow.
I mean, I technically can't say I can, just because like shit closes and around here by like
shit
10.
doesn't close by me either. That's the thing. That's the point.
Right, exactly.
I can do whatever I want.
Whereas me, like technically, I'm like, I could really know where to go anyway.
Yeah, my town closes by like 9:30, 10.
Yeah.
I
so
can do whatever I want.
Motherfucker.
Come visit, boys.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying. So yeah, y'all remember 2 weeks ago when I was just taking notes on our retro episodes, and
I remember.
Oh yeah.
You remember?
I remember.
New South Park tomorrow.
You remember
I'll watch it next
again?
month.
Dude, it'll probably just be on fucking HBO next.
South Park's been on like 5 different streaming services. I honestly don't know where it's at anymore. They're on HBO. They're on Paramount. They're on.
The show's on. The show's on HBO.
Specials for Paramount.
Yeah, Paramount has.
What makes Paramount special that they got it? Why wouldn't HBO get the specials? This is why. This is the
Paramount, because Paramount paid that money.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ! Of course they did. Either way, I guess
if South Park only agreed to do episodes for seasons for HBO, they're free
that's
to
true.
Make
well, wait, who owns wait, is Paramount own Comedy Central? Right?
Yes.
So then I guess then maybe it was just like the episode rights. So I wonder when HBO if they even get new episodes.
Well, with that whole Warner dispute,
they're on one of them. If you got both of them, they're on one of them.
It might not even be called HBO Max soon.
It still is. I gotta catch up on Last of Us. No episode 4. No episode 4 spoilers. But episode 3, my God, we'll get to that at the end.
Okay, yeah, at the end, one of the greatest things on television.
Where's the wrestling
in my life? So,
back to the wrestling.
I took more
back to the pile.
I had some more notes left over from last time, and I went and listened to what wasn't posted, but probably will get posted when we need a week off at some point. Our WrestleMania 30 episode, which I think is also the final episode of our original run.
Makes sense.
So I'm just going to go through some of the.
CM Punk quit, and so did we. that should have been our tagline.
Yes. I'm going to go. There's some of these notes are from leftover from the other week, and then I'll get into the newer ones. I'm trying to think of where I left off though. Did I go World War III? Yeesh.
I don't think so, because anytime you want to give me a chance to talk about World War III, I'm in.
I feel like we've talked about World War III on this show.
Yeah.
More than like probably any other specialty match.
Well, because it sucked. But Scott, they're going.
I was gonna say, and it never goes well. It never goes well.
I mean
No.
that's all I had, because I remember apparently we were watching some World War III where I think like the last three were like Kevin Nash and
Yeah.
two of his
Shocker.
buddies, and
Yeah.
and Kevin Nash won. It was just like, ugh, match was kind of ugly.
I think
That was one of the
we
first
did it,
matches I watched on the network, I think, because I
Yes,
was just
that
like,
that's
oh,
exact. That is what you said.
I'll say
Yeah.
I'll say I remember it being okay, but again, I was probably like 9 years old, 10 years old.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, this is crazy. And then like I probably didn't watch it for 1998 to 2014 when the network started. So I was like, hey, this is on here? Cool. Oh no.
oh
Oh,
no,
sorry.
oh no.
Yeesh.
For some
It
reason,
was definitely yeesh.
yes. The next note, I can't remember if I mentioned, for some reason I wrote down 56K internet, 28.8K internet, and girls on Instant Messenger that were probably NAMBLA members.
Oh, I probably had a few of those.
Most likely, because we were talking about just.
We
I used
talked
to spend
about
time
it
in chat.
on.
I used to spend time in chat rooms, and when I was 13, bro, I probably
I remember this.
ASL age, sex,
Oh my
location.
god.
Mhm.
We stopped recording when we did this the last time, and then I Googled NAMLA. So then you said I'm definitely so I'm probably on a watch list somewhere.
You're definitely on a
Maybe.
list.
Yes, you're on a list. I remember.
I do not endorse.
So
No, we do not endorse NAMBLA.
the only thing we endorse is
we're not
watching.
fans of their work.
The only thing that we endorse is watching that episode of South Park.
Of South
It's pretty
Park.
fucking funny. I remember
That's a
my
good one.
social problems teacher fucking.
We do support Marlon Brando.
Am I
lookalikes.
disconnected?
Yes. No, you're there.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
No,
Your
we
video's
hear
not
you.
working, but we hear you.
Oh, okay, there
Oh,
we go.
there you go. Video.
He's
is
moving.
There we go. I thought just saying NAMBLA, I just ended up on the list. I just made the list.
Yeah. You just made the list.
Yeah, so that was just a little note that we
Yeah.
had. Did we talk about how Ultimate Warrior shows up and then dies 2 days later?
Crazy.
It is insane that happened. Like,
Oh no. He showed up at the Hall of Fame.
mhm.
Did that.
Went to Mania.
Showed up went to Raw. Gave
Raw.
that speech that CJ put it on the episode. Did he just give us a suicide note live on air? And then the next day he was
Did
dead.
I say that?
Yes.
I have to listen to that promo again because I don't. Yeah. I remember the end. You know, the breath of the warrior lives in his soul. But like, if that was my takeaway back then,
I don't know if you really thought he
that
killed
whole thing again.
No, I think we confirmed that he
no.
heart attack.
I'm not saying that I thought he killed himself, but like if that was my train of thought, and this is me thinking of it now, it was probably because I felt like maybe he knew he was on his way out. Maybe he knew his health wasn't great.
That's what I was going to say.
That's what we all thought.
Yeah.
It's just like he knows that he's gonna die, and next day.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that shit was that was nuts. And then the other
It's a fair
note,
take.
by the way, the other note I have is Nancy Grace sucks. Poor DDP, who was also a 36-year-old rookie. Because
Now,
I guess DDP went on Nancy Grace.
And she shit all over him?
No. She basically said all these wrestler deaths were related to like drugs and all that stuff, which she called Pitbull number two. She put all Owen Hart in that category.
Yeah, that's which is ridiculous.
And what was the other thing? And yeah, they were saying the same thing about Ultimate Warrior, and it was just like, I don't think that's what
it's not the same.
DDP was not there to talk about that shit.
I mean, to be fair. Warrior never kind of shied away from admitting steroid use, which obviously can lead to an enlarged heart, which can then lead to a heart attack. But
Ultimate Warrior unfortunately went the way of Eddie Guerrero, where Eddie was clean for years, but the damage was already done.
Already done, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And Warrior was in the same boat. He admitted it that he used them before. It's not that it was a shocker to anybody, I think, that ever saw Ultimate Warrior's physique back in the 80s. But he, you know, like you said, like the damage is done, and it's unfortunate for those guys. It's unfortunate for situations like that. But
you
to
could
say
be totally clean for years, and Unfortunately.
And that's the unfortunate part, because when you say things like a person like Nancy Grace, for instance, says things like wrestlers' deaths are mostly attributed to drugs and suicide and depression and yada yada yada, and all these stigmas that get attached to it. Unfortunately, that's just what a lot of people. You got to keep in mind. Like, I feel like wrestling fans are in the minority of your average everyday American. So when people are watching programs like that and hearing things like that, and they're not fans, they don't know anything about the business, even if they are casual fans and they watch, if they don't really know like what it's like and what people are like back, and granted, things have changed a lot every decade, but if you don't know what the situation is, who are you to make that assumption?
Right.
And unfortunately, you're giving that assumption to millions and millions of Americans by airing your opinion on a show like that, because there are a lot of people who take those shows to heart, very much to heart.
I've said this about Nancy Grace just because she's just always annoying.
You ripped her apart on that episode.
No, I think, and then I think my take now is like even worse, where like I think, because I think she's the reason that I think Scott Peterson might be innocent, because Nancy Grace was showing up at that fucking house like from day one and pushing that agenda. I'm not saying it's 100% wrong, but I said what I said.
Yeah,
you're gonna piss off. It's a good thing we're not like actually have like listeners. There'd be like
it's not even
like lining up about Scott Peterson now.
It might not. It's not even whatever. It's not even about whether I think he's guilty or not. It's just that like
I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah, I know. Whatever. I still got to correct myself in case he is a legit. And they're appealing a lot of that shit anyway. Still, but Nancy, and then like I think my other take was like if Nancy Grace could say like, yeah, Hitler is bad, and Kanye did it first, but my take was like, oh wow, maybe this Hitler's onto something. That's how much I can't stand like Nancy Grace. She's just annoying.
Hold on.
That is something
you just made it so much worse. Like you went,
okay.
you tried to correct yourself on the Scott Peterson thing, and you just went off the rails.
And you know what's depressing?
My hypothetical take.
Your hypothetical take is well, if Nancy Grace says it, fuck it. I love that guy.
Listen, if someone just gave him a chance with his art, would any of this have happened?
I'm pretty sure Aaron.
That's the $1 million question.
I'm pretty sure Aaron Lewis said exactly this.
Who?
Aaron Lewis.
Oh, okay. Oh God. Yeah, we don't need that kind of controversy we follow us around. I just realized who you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened to him.
For the record, I'm a big fan of Stained. Not so much his country stuff. Obviously,
those first 3 fan. Stained records were awesome, and
they're incredible.
The first one I do mean Tormented.
Yeah. His Stained stuff was awesome. I was a big fan of his. There's a lot of things that guy says, and don't get me wrong, there are certain things that everybody says that I agree with. That's what happens when you kind of like run down the line in the middle. But the way he goes about it and the way he says certain things and some of the other wackadoo things that he's into, there's a reason why there's a black cloud following that fucking dude everywhere he goes at this point.
Yeah. All right, let me move on. Yeah.
When you air your fucking life out like that. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to move on to notes just because it's almost 1 o'clock.
Notes.
Up yours.
1 o'clock.
Up yours.
I didn't even say nothing.
Let's see. For some reason I wrote Carlito made sure he was never getting hired again. I'm trying to remember what happened to make
I remember something vaguely.
I remember he was at the Hall of Fame.
Something.
I think it was at the Hall of Fame, and he said something like, they cut my time short. It's like I never left.
Yeah,
or something like that.
Yeah,
something like that.
I think they were inducting their dad, right? Him and
something like that.
Primo or whatever.
Oh, yeah. The note I wrote right after that was Carlito Caribbean Cool gave his gimmick to Kofi Kingston.
Was he still doing that? No. Was he still doing that at the time? No.
He did not have that full name for that long. And I think we were just joking around. I'm pretty sure Kofi Kingston dropped the accent and everything by that point.
Because for a while.
Didn't you used to have an accent? Triple H fucking
I love that bit.
Buried him on TV.
Yeah.
Kofi says this whole like impassioned fucking speech. We gotta pull together, man. And Triple H just looks at him and goes, "Didn't you used to have an accent?"
Yep.
Just shuts it all down right there on the spot. That's great.
Oh, you're from Africa? Nah, you're from Jamaica now. Welcome to wrestling.
He's not even from there anymore.
Yep.
Oh, that's true. What do they say now? They said Jamaica.
They do the New Day intro, so he never really.
They tell you not. They tell you not to be sour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
Dare!
Don't you dare be sour.
Dare.
But no, that's fair for the Kofi accent gimmick. But yeah.
Next note: Daniel Bryan versus Triple H just kicked ass. That's all I wrote because that match kicked. It did. I remember we were kind of debating, was that like one of the best opening WrestleMania matches ever?
I think, yeah, one of.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that. I remember the triple threat more clearly than the triple
that
H
opening match.
I know
it's like a half hour, and it's really good.
I'll get to that a bit. Yeah,
and if we want to argue WrestleMania openers right off the bat, Brett Nolan. I don't know what's
facts.
Brett Nolan's
at 10.
It's an 11.
It's one of my favorite WrestleManias. WrestleMania 10. It might be my favorite WrestleMania if I honestly had to pick one.
Oh, I was saying I was rating it 11. Yes, it is WrestleMania.
No, and I'm just saying like that whole WrestleMania was great. I felt they had the ladder match between Shawn and Razor. You got
WrestleMania 11 though, not as good. So if you were like, wait, which one was this? Which one was better? Not 11.
No, not 11.
But
I don't even remember. The main event to 11.
Bam Bam and LT.
And then before that was HBK and Diesel.
Diesel, yeah.
With Pamela Anderson.
Mm-hmm. They dragged everybody out.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas was there for some reason.
Jenny McCarthy. All the typical 90s.
That was still when
remember Sold Out?
Yeah.
Was that Sold Out? Was that the name of the show? What was that show she was on?
Singled Out?
On MTV. Singled Out. There it is.
Was that it? Yep. Sold Out to WCW pay-per-view.
Sold Out, yeah. There's the wrestling.
The next note I had was Shield had badass masks.
I don't even remember them.
They didn't wear them very long. It was like when they got introduced, pretty much.
They were like kind of the bandana bandana covering everything except the eyes, but they looked badass. And then they squashed some makeshift team, which was appropriate at the time.
Mm-hmm.
That was still when the Shield was like dominant.
Yeah.
All right, here's a good one, Mike. Jimmy John's nowhere near here.
Yeah, that's true. Jimmy John's is pretty good, man. Kind of underrated.
Really, is it? I don't get it that much, but they're all over the place out here, and obviously there's no actual delis. So I was going to say start settling.
Jimmy John's probably. Jersey Mike's.
I found a grocery store that actually sells boar's head, so I actually have my own boar's head at home now. But there's no like delis that does boar's head sandwiches.
No,
you know what I mean? Like you can't go get a deli sandwich.
The other problem is can you get good bread out there? Like
no.
Oh man.
They don't have like the bakeries have like, bags of rolls like you would find at any grocery store, bakery, but like
is on fire.
They're all super soft. Like there's no, you know what I mean? Like if I want a hard roll, I want a hard roll. Like it needs
WFT.
So what I'm gonna have to do actually, I'm gonna buy a pack of rolls. I'm just gonna leave them out for like a day.
Mm-hmm.
And then throw them back in the bag, and
you're gonna be one of those where if you fly back east, you're gonna go home with like bagels,
a bag of rolls, and bagels, yep, and pizza.
Yes,
I still haven't tried the pizza out here, but I did find a good Italian restaurant. Actually, I got some chicken parm, so I'm gonna try the pizza next time I go.
There you go.
Appreciate a good chicken parm.
Hey, if you got a good chicken parm, that means I can fuck with the rest of your menu.
So this one's kind of a twofer. The first part I wrote was, man, Cesaro was that close to a push, which earlier.
How many times have we said that since?
Exactly. Because that's when he
even in AEW, I'm sticking to that of we'll push you, then we'll forget about you for a month shit.
Probably. I mean, did you remember he's a Ring of Honor world champion again?
Yeah, no, I did know that, but when he comes in to surprise opponent for Jalen Bryan, then he's in a Blood and Guts. Big difference. And then he starts out hot, typical, and then I mean, he's the ROH champ. I don't fucking see him on Dynamite ever. So,
True.
but that's why I just had to get that point across of how many times have we said where the push is almost there and then it dies.
Yeah.
So the second part of that was because he slammed Big Show out of the ring, and then we got into some debate of could Cesaro, are you still with us, CJ?
Yeah.
Could
He moved
Cesaro
an inch.
Yeah.
I dropped my
Could
pencil.
Cesaro travel back in time to WrestleMania 3 and slam Andre the Giant with ease?
I think he could.
We
Yeah,
had
he
that
could.
debate.
I think he could body slam on as long as Andre cooperates, which he obviously did for Hulk. So
Right.
Yeah.
as long as Andre cooperates, I don't see how Cesaro would not be able to lift him and slam him.
Who's the biggest guy?
Big Show.
Who's the bit? And like I know the swings like different muscles, different maneuver, but like who's
Oh,
the
yeah.
biggest guy he's swung?
Kali.
Oh yeah,
Ali.
I feel like he did that with relative ease. So yeah, I think he would have slammed Andre. It was tough, but he would have slammed Andre.
I think he could have.
The next note I have
Also,
is yes.
Hulk Hogan's not the first person to body slam Andre anyway.
Yeah, we know. It's not even the first
Harley
time.
Race.
Also, it's not even the first time Hulk Hogan slammed Andre the Giant.
That's also true too.
Like on some house show or some shit.
Right. We got to practice.
Harley Race did it like 10 years before Hogan did.
There you go.
Yep.
Happy Gilmore accomplished this feat no more than an hour ago.
There you go.
Well, good for him.
The next thing I wrote was the beginning of Bray Wyatt constantly losing feuds.
I mean,
beginning and it hasn't stopped since. I mean, now he's back. We'll see if it
Goldberg.
changes now that he's back. But yeah, I mean that Goldberg.
Yeah, we didn't even know a fucking Bray Wyatt Goldberg thing was gonna be a thing that happened in the future, and we predicted that shit.
We were still very much towards the beginning of the Wyatt family. This was Bray Wyatt and John Cena,
which I've loved every part of Bray Wyatt's career. I think the original Wyatt family was awesome. I think the way he drifted into different characters and gimmicks has been awesome. I know not everybody's a huge fan of the Fiend. The Fiend, I can kind of take or leave. I didn't hate it, but like it wasn't my favorite part of his career. But I mean, he's yet to do anything that I just wasn't like ready to watch. You know what I mean? Like he's just
quick side note back to the Rumble real quick. The Mountain Dew pitch black. The fucking next day I was at a Walgreens and I was looking for that shit. So that ad worked.
Yeah.
They didn't have it though, but I was looking for it. The Mountain Dew pitch. The Mountain Dew pitch black.
Be a cinnamon toast crunch match or some shit like that.
Oh, can't wait! Great sponsor. It would be sponsor us.
I do fucking.
All right, real quick question.
Yeah,
what's everybody's favorite flavor of Mountain Dew? If you had to pick one, come on.
I mean, goddamn,
it's not Baja Blast, but Baja Blast is like a solid
up there.
number 2.
Baja Blast is 2. Probably Code Red.
Code Red's an OG classic. That's
whatever the
good.
blue one was.
Voltage, which is very good.
Yes.
One of my personal favorite, Mountain Dew SA. It only comes out around the 4th of July. It's usually around for the summer. It is Code Red, Voltage, and Whiteout all mixed together.
Okay.
And it is delicious.
By the way, you think I'd have more of an answer for this after WrestleMania Access, but I don't.
After missing out on Sami Zayn because you were focused on all the Mountain Dew samples.
I told you, man, it gets me every time. Listen, I ran down the list.
Free shit.
Club Cool at Epcot, amazing place. The Cabot Cheese Store up in Burlington, Vermont, another amazing place.
That sounds like a good.
Just nonstop samples, cheese, then the soda in Florida. 2 different fucking.
Me and Anthony are marking out to Sami Zayn walking 5 feet in front of us, and Mike King comes running out of this tent, going, "Have you guys tried this orange Mountain Dew yet?"
Yeah. No, not a tent. You said he walked right behind me.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he did. He walked in front of us too. But yeah, he walked right behind you and then past us. And we watched him go around you, and we were like, Mike, and you were like not having it. You were just like focused on your dew.
Yeah. But either way, what'd you think of that match at the Rumble? Real quick. Now that we're talking about Bray Wyatt.
It got its point across.
Thank you.
Do I think it was like a fucking barn burner? No. But do I think that it's going to do a good job of building the Bray Wyatt character that he's focusing on now? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it did its job.
Mm-hmm. And again, I'm not comparing it, but like you just had a bloodline story that played out in what took essentially almost 3 years. And now, like, everyone wants to, like, what are we doing with the Wyatt Six? What is it like? Why rush? There's no reason.
Okay. By the way,
Someone compare. By the way, I saw a video. Someone comparing the whole Wyatt Six to Alice in Wonderland. So take that with what
that
you will.
makes sense because of the whole White Rabbit.
The White Rabbit.
Shit, yeah.
Also, I just want to over speculate that Vincent put a post where one of his hashtags was "Revenge is forever," but the R in "forever" is a 6. Just over
Listen,
speculating.
I was gonna say I'm gonna call it over speculating until I see something.
Yes.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I mean nobody wants Virgil back on the roster anyway.
Right.
I see what you did there.
The original Vincent. Don't ever forget the original Vincent.
Yeah, no.
Facts.
I'm just gonna move on to the next note.
Yes.
Taker was done, except he wasn't.
And he still wasn't for the next 10 years.
I don't think, was it 10 years?
All right, I might be exaggerating, but it was
a few after longer than it should have been.
Way longer than it should have been. I love Taker. He's one of my favorites of all time. If I had to, in my childhood, if I had to pick a favorite, I would have told Shawn Michaels. If I had to pick a number 2, it would have been Taker.
But this should have been it for him losing to Brock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything notable after the bone, probably the AJ Styles thing, but that was because it was a movie.
That's his final match.
Unfortunately, there is a lot notable, but it's just all bad.
That's what I mean.
The Roman Reigns match, the Roman Reigns match at Mania was that main evented the show.
I was just gonna say, was that the main
fucking
event?
Trash?
It was so bad.
So bad. Taker.
I remember I watched that at Andy's house, and I think like we both like when he went to go pull him up for that tombstone, and he's just like he can't even lift him, and he's still trying. It's just like, dude, like the dude's dead weight at this point. You just got to give up and go to a new spot. And like just watching that and thinking, this is the main event of WrestleMania. This is the Undertaker. This is sad.
Yep.
Yeah. And then of course he lays all this shit in the ring, his boots and everything, kisses Michelle McTaker, and you think that's it.
But no, there's more.
There's more.
Yeah, so
hi, Billy Mays here.
And I'm gonna teach you in 3 easy steps how I can climb over there and kick your ass.
But wait, there's more.
More.
There's always more with Billy Mays.
Next note. Sting was signed with WWE. Remember that?
Man. Wait, was this the year they did? No, this wasn't the whole.
No.
Speaking of disappointing matches,
I think what happened was what we were talking about was he is signed.
Yeah, he didn't show up
when
yet.
He was going to show up yet. He didn't show up until Survivor Series.
Oh, that's right. Because it was the following Mania.
They signed him to a Legends contract or something, I think. So
then he retired, and then he didn't. Now he's sleeping off like.
Yeah, now he thinks he's in ECW now.
Can we talk about that for a second?
He's doing New Jack. He's doing New Jack dives.
Why is Sting, which by the way, that is the most accurate representation I could think of, so I'm going to use it now. Why is Sting doing New Jack dives at 70 years old? Like,
60,
why?
But...
Yeah,
stop
nitpicking. The man, obviously, he's known as the icon.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get that nickname.
It's Sting.
You don't get that nickname for not having that kind of legacy that Sting has had. Why does he feel like he needs to add to it? And I'm not saying he's ruining it because he's not. But why does he feel like he has to add to it by doing New Jack dives? Like, why is that a thing to do in your 60s after you're already the icon?
Because it's honestly probably a better spot to protect him than him taking bumps in the ring at this point, too, with how they do it.
I do agree with that. But there's probably other ways they could work around that as well.
But
or he's out of his fucking mind, and he's like, and they're like, hey, you don't have to do that, and he's like, they probably be like, hey, bud, you don't have to do that. He's like, well, fuck you.
I'm doing it anyway.
I'm jumping.
You're gonna tell me I can't? I'm Sting.
Yeah. I think he said somewhere that this is like his last year being active in the ring.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean,
that is, and he's gotten Darby over. Mission accomplished.
I mean, Darby was already over.
Yeah,
Darby can get over on his own. He doesn't need the help.
Yeah. It didn't hurt though.
I'm not gonna lie to you. this might be a bad take. Yeah, this might be weird to say.
Mhm.
I think Darby Allin's more over than Sting is.
I
I
think so.
think that
I think so.
when
You're
they
not
at this
wrong.
play
point.
when they play the Sting music with the fucking, the creepy organ music, yeah, people get hyped. But then
Right.
like once you hear the guitar, dun, 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 that's when everybody fucking pops,
Yeah.
man. I
You're
think
not
Darby's
wrong.
more over than Sting.
Because
You're not
I
wrong.
do think you hit a point where the younger fans get, and if they're more, younger fans and older fans, then at a certain point, like some of the veterans, the pop might just not be there as much anymore. People know who you are, but
I think
the
he's
new
still
the new guy.
respected. Like he still gets a
Yeah.
pop. Like it's not like they're booing him out of stadiums. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
not
Oh
like
yeah,
people are
no,
saying
no,
like
no.
we don't want to see you. But it's just like I think that Darby Allen was, and I'm not saying was as in Sting's prime. I'm talking about now, current day. But I think Darby already was, and he is still remaining the
Yeah.
bigger draw in that team.
Agreed.
Yeah.
The bigger, I think he's the bigger star right now.
I agree at this point. Yeah.
I just want to hit two last notes here.
Yeah. Two last. Then we got our.
I have
We got to
another one.
wrap it up.
I have another one, but
E?
it's not really relevant. So I'm thinking if I should do the silly one first or the one that you could actually kind of delve into.
Silly one first, then.
Batista
Let's
was
get silly.
Batista just back for some movie called Guardians of the Galaxy, some Marvel movie. Once that comes out, who's gonna give a shit? No one.
Facts.
Huh.
Yeah. Right. Who saw that?
Boy, was that a swing and a miss on our part?
Did we really say that Guardians of the
We
Galaxy
wait.
was
We
gonna be
weren't.
good?
Wait. We weren't kidding.
We were not kidding.
How?
We were shitting on Guardians?
We were just like, yeah, some Marvel movie coming out. Who gives a shit? That's the only reason.
What?
Yes.
I can't believe that.
I
Really?
can't believe
I was a
did.
big I've been a big Marvel fan since the beginning. Like since Iron Man 1, I was on board
Yeah,
with
but
that
I
shit.
feel like even back then, Guardians of the Galaxy wasn't exactly.
Nobody knew him.
Yeah, and
I didn't know him.
And I think we thought
I'll
that
say-
Drax was like a minor role, which no, it was not. It was one of the best roles.
Also,
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
he's a great Drax.
I think the only thing I'll say is I think at the time, like today, you could just you could put that Marvel logo on anything and people will go, oh shit. I don't think that was the case in 2014.
That's
No,
fair.
no.
I think that's
And
fair to say.
Don't think expectations were that high for it. I want to
No,
say.
well, because I don't think you didn't have any of the not. I mean, I know separate, but you didn't have like the Avengers yet. You didn't
think so.
have
The first movie was the first Guardians movie anyway was literally just the Guardians. So
no, right? No, but
it was like an introduction for them.
I no, but I just mean like I don't think we were close to just like you slap a Marvel sticker on it and it's like an instant hit because that's why
Avengers came out by that point, right?
Did we have one
Guardians,
of those yet?
Wasn't Guardians like phase 2? I'm pretty sure like Avengers 1 came out before then.
Maybe.
I just can't remember the years. That's my problem.
If it didn't come out before Guardians, it was probably the movie right after Guardians, I would say, because I feel like that was around the same time. Wasn't the first Avengers in 2012?
Something like that.
Yeah.
See, I thought it was later. I guess.
Nah, Avengers 1 is 2012 because then when they do Endgame and go back to 2012 because it was all present day shit back then.
That's true. Damn. All right. Then listen. Maybe it just still that's my take. Is it's still the popularity wasn't there yet.
Yeah. Now it turns out it might be my favorite Marvel movie, and also the game that came out
Fantastic.
a year and a half. Really good game.
Yeah.
Solid game.
Yeah, I've heard and seen some things about it.
Yeah.
Vicky was playing it when I was staying at the Hootens, and it looks fun. I just never actually played it myself yet.
It was a really fun game, and
Yeah.
it's on Game Pass and it's on PS Plus.
Yeah, I should download it. I should get on that.
Yeah. And the last one that we can kind of like delve into, just for like a minute or two.
Yeah.
Who should have Paul Heyman managed in the Attitude Era?
Mm-hmm.
Like in WWF
Mm-hmm.
Attitude Era.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Who needed a guy like Paul Heyman? I mean, Austin didn't need him. Rock didn't need him. Trips didn't need him.
Ken Shamrock?
No. I think we were talking more like, I think one of our main answers was like Bret Hart.
Bret Hart could have, yeah.
I would argue
Bret Hart didn't cut a bad promo.
We also made the logic that if Paul Heyman maybe managed Owen Hart, Owen might still be with us because none of that shit would have happened.
See, I forgot all these takes. I would have, yeah. I mean, you never know. I mean, but well, then to your point with Heyman, I mean, I guess Heyman for the entire Hart Foundation would have been neat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like when it was
Was
in
Jimmy Hart part?
97.
The heel 1995, 1996 Heart Foundation, whatever.
Yeah.
Was Jimmy Hart part of that group?
No.
Originally, I think for a little bit. No. Actually, no.
Not
He was part of it when it was just Brett
in the
Mantle.
80s.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when Jimmy Hart was
I was
involved.
going to say, well, because I was going to say you could have just swapped out Jimmy Hart for Paul Heyman. It probably would have been fucking.
Oh, it would have been classic.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, I think we were trying to figure out who's really good in the ring, but could not really talk that well. I think Michael McGillicuddy came up, but that's not really Attitude Era.
No.
Wait,
it would have been.
Michael McGillicuddy was managed by Paul Heyman.
Oh yeah, well yeah,
just the other Michael McGillicuddy, the real one.
Yeah. Right. I totally forgot about that. Curtis Axel.
Yep.
That's right.
Insert your obvious answers here.
Yes. Comments below.
Leave a comment. Tell us who Paul Heyman should have managed in the Attitude Era. I think this would be a good place for some fan interaction.
Do it, bitch.
What about like Ken Shamrock?
I can't believe all my fan is listening right now.
Said Ken Shamrock got missed, but I agree. Ken Shamrock.
Maybe Steve Blackman. Maybe.
Steve Blackman,
I don't. Well,
okay, we'll stick with Ken Shamrock.
You know what? I'll say this about
Hard
Steve Blackman.
gun.
Was Steve Blackman actually any good, or did he just do hardcore matches with really cool spots?
I think he just knew karate, so he could throw a kick. That
doesn't mean he was good.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, Steve Black. Yes, I don't think Steve Blackman could have been saved by a mouthpiece. And then he did the comedy shit with Al Snow.
So he wasn't a good wrestler, but he could kick half the roster's ass with these.
Oh yeah,
that doesn't make you good.
Yeah, I know.
Brock Lesnar can kick that entire roster's ass, but he's fucking good in the ring.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I want to know. Like, with Steve, keep in mind of the era. The Attitude Era was very heavy on the hardcore stuff because obviously they were competing with ECW.
He put on a good hardcore match is your answer.
And that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, I think Steve Blackman was just kind of one of those guys that was like, all right, this dude can take some crazy bumps, give some crazy bumps, but like, we're not going to go send him out there against fucking, a technical guy and have them wrestle because that would be boring.
Actually, I think there was like a couple matches with like Benoit and like Angle and stuff that were like actually solid.
Was that on Blackman or was that on Benoit and Angle?
Exactly. He had the right dance partner. So
keep in mind, don't forget Bret Hart made what was that dude's name? He had a very Michael McGillicuddy. Yeah, Tom McGee made Tom McGee look like Vince was convinced that he was the next world champion. And then what happened when they put him in the ring with somebody else? He fucking sucked.
What, McGee?
2 lanes.
Thank you for that.
Yep. And, everybody loves 2 lanes.
And that's all I got to say about that.
That's all I got to say about that.
That was great. Like, not that like any of our takes might have been good or bad. The Marvel one doesn't hold up, clearly.
Clearly.
I think that one holds up the worst.
I still can't believe like literally when you said that, my response was like, wow, we must have been kidding. Good joke.
Yeah.
Nope.
So the fact that we were serious is insane.
Yep.
I gotta go back and hear that.
That's pretty wild.
I gotta go back and hear it. Like I gotta like listen to it. Like I gotta
it's
like
hard. Yeah.
I gotta like Zabruder film the audio version of that. Like
it feels weird to me to think that I wouldn't be excited about a Marvel movie, but
right. Like I got to hear every frame, every little snip of audio.
I am going to say when you do go back and listen to that episode, one of the notes that I did put here was where is it? Skylar's fucking apartment in Whitegate, hence the echo.
I remember that apartment.
Yeah.
We decided to, because I had just moved into there, and
I remember that. Yeah.
Let's record at my place. Why not? Change the scenery. I had barely any furniture in there, so the reverb was just off the walls, literally.
Mm-hmm.
Good times.
Hilarious.
Little apartment. Too bad I fucked that situation up. Anyway.
Listen, live and learn, right?
Live and learn. Yeah. So there's your retro look back.
Good shit this week. Mm-hmm. We got a lot in there. We got a lot of current stuff. Weirdly enough, I think the only reason I think we're getting like decent, decent for us number of views on the recent episodes is because I'm just putting current shit in the title. We did talk about it, but clearly just me putting Bloodline, whatever, or Sami Zayn in it, just people click.
People
Whereas
watch that stuff, man. It's trending shit.
I think
and
mixing
then they open
in,
it and they realize it's nearly damn near 2 hours, and they go, "Huh." Well,
how long do I want to sit through this?
I'm about to say, if you're listening to
We
this
get any
now, we're
comments?
fucking
Ever?
man, not regularly, not recently. We got like one when we did that CM Punk video.
Hey,
I do
guys,
think the
tell us who Paul Heyman should manage.
yes,
Mm.
tell us who Paul Heyman should manage.
Mhm.
I don't know. I think mixing in some current stuff with our dives and topics and stuff is
I think it also shows there's a little more of an interest on our end in what's happening. The fact that we want to actually talk about it, we don't feel it because we don't feel like we have to talk about anything.
Huh.
no.
But when something's
This
going
is for
well,
us.
It's all
exactly.
for us. However, I will say it is Mania season, so it's hard
Yeah,
not to
that
be
too.
kind of involved currently when
That
it's
too.
Mania
Exactly.
season. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
And
one
this is actually a great Mania season.
and to wrap it up,
Yeah.
my one
Well done.
AEW highlight recently, just I mean, good match, but just I died laughing because when Adam Cole came back and did his promo, he snuck in there verbally the meme of just like call an ambulance, but not for me.
Yeah.
Because he snuck that into his promo. He's like, I've got bad news. It's not for me. I died laughing, but I have
call an ambulance, but
He's
not for me.
He's basically a huge baby face now, right?
it seems that way, honestly. Like I don't know anymore.
People,
I don't know.
Cole's one of those guys that people love seeing. So it's like even when he's
Yeah.
a heel, he's gonna get cheered anyway. So
I've seen people say that Cole should be the one that beats MJF.
We'll see.
you know, it's all about the
boom.
boom.
Too many booms in the song is my critique.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but his old
No,
mean,
but
really,
the old song they only had the one.
Yeah.
This time there's too many obvious ones because then the crowd says boom like 50 times.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
that's a discussion for another day.
Maybe next
Well,
week.
that's the new name for the move because originally it was called Last Call, but he changed it when he went over to AEW. So
right. Yeah. Listen,
All right.
this is a good episode.
Because he's got
Episode
the whole boom
49.
gimmick anyway.
Yeah, of course. This was episode 49. Don't know what I'm gonna label it yet. I could literally call the episode Revenge, Sleep, Procrastination because that's how we open this podcast.
To be fair, you have a few days. You kind of have a few days before this goes up, anyway.
I do.
I mean, sorry.
What?
You guys fucking know we record early in the week. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
We record when I can now because
Basically,
yeah,
we're at the mercy.
Because I got Mr. Big Boss Man telling
the
me
big boss man.
Big
boss man telling me I got to work, man.
Mm-hmm.
Brother, this booking doesn't work for me, brother.
It doesn't.
And just get it together.
Yep.
It's not my fault, man. People steal shit late.
So,
tell them stop.
Criminals don't come out in the morning. They're too busy sleeping off the last night's score.
True. For butt plugs, very quickly, I just want to say, as some people may have seen, I got bored and finally got around to trying to make the Facebook something.
Hell yeah.
We have a Facebook again.
Yeah.
So
I hope I don't get logged out of it, so I can't figure out how to get back in. But so far, I'm putting a little working.
So if you two are over the age of 40 or 50, then you saw us on YouTube. That's awesome. Because yeah, that's the Facebook target audience now.
Yep. Mike, where else are we?
We're on Instagram at 6Man Tag Podcast. Now
is that the word 6?
Hear me out, you fucking asshole. It's not. It's the number 6.
Yeah.
Number 6 Man Tag Podcast. That's all it takes. We're on Twitter at 6Man Tag.
Yeah. You want me to just do it like the what's? We'll do it every time you stop talking. Yeah. We should just get a soundbite of LA. I almost called him Eli. Of LA Knight just doing it. We'll just get a soundbite of him, and every time you throw a butt plug in, we'll just I need a soundboard.
Listen, if you
I
caught me
never
in
knew
the
I wanted a promo between LA Knight and Stone Cold until just now.
Yeah. What?
What? Yeah. What?
yeah, and it would be over more than 95% of actual wrestling promos.
Pretty much. Anyway.
Anyway,
But
where could you follow us? That's the number 6 you said, right? Number 6?
Yeah, yes. Number 6 Man Tag Podcast on Instagram at 6 Man
So I
Tag.
type in NUMBER. No, you idiot. The numeral 6.
Idiot.
VI. No. Make it real easy for you.
Number 6. We're on Twitter at 6 Man Tag. You can find this podcast in audio for your ears on Apple Music and Spotify. You can look at our faces on YouTube. It's all 6 Man Tag Podcast. Just pop that in your search bar. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Apple and Spotify, hit subscribe, hit follow, whatever you got to do to get those audio episodes. Like us. If you're on YouTube, hit that
leave
subscribe
a comment.
Button. Oh, fuck. Leave a comment on the video. Like the video. Subscribe. Put that fucking bell on and get those notifications. Because I
got it on. I every time you guys come out with an episode, man, I'm right on it. I gotta say.
Fuck yeah.
Yes. CJ,
and,
what you got?
Yeah.
So music.
As for me, check out some of the music I got going on at the Paperweight Project. We're currently working on some new stuff as always, as I say every week. Eventually there will be some new stuff released. Unfortunately, it's been kind of tough, obviously, for me with the move. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's been rough trying to get shit back to flowing. Especially, I live on the other side of the country now. My writing partner lives on the other side of the country, which, by the way, if you don't know who that is, that man's name is John Hooten. And you could check us out at the Paperweight Podcast, which hasn't dropped yet, but it's coming. It's I announced it a little early, but that's all right. We're going to record another episode this week and probably release episode 1, I would say probably next week. So be on the lookout for that. Next week, when we record this show next week, I'll let you know where all the socials are and stuff like that, but it should just be all at the Paperweight Podcast. I just haven't created them yet, so don't look for them yet. But I'm going to make all the socials. Hopefully we can drop episode 1, like I said, next week, and be on the lookout for that. But in the meantime, like I said, check out the Paperweight Project on SoundCloud, Instagram. I can't even say Facebook anymore. I don't run a Facebook anymore. But check us out.
I already went through it. The target audience. There's no point.
Yeah. SoundCloud, Instagram, and of course YouTube. Those are the three that the Paperweight Project is on. If you go and check out on SoundCloud, you can listen to mine and Skylar's version, as well as John, of Kingdom, Cody Rhodes' theme song, just in time for WrestleMania season. He's back. Guess what? We did a cover of his theme music, and you should go check it out on soundcloud.com/the Paperweight Project. Other than that, yeah, be on the lookout for the podcast and maybe some other things coming down the pipe. We'll see. Skylar?
I'm stuck being a weeb playing Persona 3 Portable on Twitch, but also I picked up the Dead Space remake. Spoiler, it's awesome.
Cool.
And I will get to Last of Us Part 1, given how fucking great this show's been so far.
How many people are playing? Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I've been dying to play Last of Us again, but I'm waiting until I win a little money so I can buy the remake, because if I'm going to play it again, I might as well play the remake. I don't want to play the PS4 version, which is also a remake. Not really, it's remastered, but you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I don't want to play through that again. I want to play through the remake, and
it's at the point where it goes on sale very regularly too. So by the time you have enough winnings, you could probably get it on sale.
I think it's on my wish list. So as soon as I see it drop below $30, I'll probably just buy it.
Yeah. I mean, it's that game, but it's that game.
I love it. It's my, and I've said it before. I'll say it again. That is my favorite game to come out since Final Fantasy VII.
By the way,
Skylar knows how I feel about Final Fantasy VII.
Because I feel the same way.
Exactly.
And also, I just want to say right now, if they manage to keep the show going, I bet you part 2 is going to be like 3 or 4 seasons.
I hope so. But I'm like I said, I know we kind of talked about this earlier too, in the group chat. but I would love to see the years in between. I would love to see what they do when they get back to Jackson, what kind of shit him and Tommy get in together, what kind of shit him, Tommy, and Ellie all get in together.
Spoiler alert for those people that haven't played the game.
Yeah, well,
it's been out for a decade.
It's been out for a fucking decade.
Yep.
And the show's deviated enough that, like, in a good way too, might I add.
No, it's great what they did.
The deviation.
I know we brought up, let's talk about it, because we did say earlier we were going to talk about it, even though it's not wrestling related. That episode 3, though, that whole backstory that they gave Bill and Frank,
fucking ugly crying.
Because because Frank's not, well, he's already dead in the game. He's never meet him
when you come across him in the game,
hinted at.
Yeah, right. But like, so they basically they infer in the game that like these guys were more than just partners. Obviously, they were a couple. They had a falling out. Frank left, got bit, and decided to hang himself instead of transforming. That's the game version. In the show version, we got to see what actually created that relationship. We got to see how kind of beautiful that relationship was, because it was just it's so weird. Like, you see these two people who obviously love each other. They're trying to fight off a whole fucking world, and their whole existence is based on just trying to protect each other and keep each other alive. And to see that and the way that the show did it, and kind of gave, and I said this to Jesse, I was like, I don't know if happy's the right word, but to kind of give Bill more of a happier ending than we see in the game. Obviously, we don't see Bill die in the game, but
that ending in the show.
But you got to think, that the way the show did it, you got to think that was a lot happier than Bill knowing that his, lover was bit and killed.
Yeah,
to be able to go out with him, and the way that the letter to Joel and everything, I thought it was classic. I loved it.
Yeah.
Also, that fucking song now.
Yeah, I know, right? That song got stuck in my head.
Yeah,
not
and
lie.
I think it climbed the charts again.
That
always happens.
Yeah.
And by the way, I just want to say that all came from Nick Offerman.
Yeah. And Nick Offerman, by the way, man, like, you're so used to him, plays a lot of the same role.
Yeah.
The macho guy. He's got that macho look anyway. He
wants you to bring all the bacon and eggs you have.
Yeah.
Not a lot of bacon and eggs, all the bacon and eggs you have.
He's the most red-blooded American of all red-blooded Americans that has ever existed on television.
And he made me ugly cry with how well he played Bill.
Right. Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Cannot say enough about that show right now. I'm loving it.
Excellent show.
Get on episode 4. It's fucking great. Episode 5 looks like it's going to be a banger.
It's supposed to be out. It's supposed to be out today, actually, on HBO Max, because they're going to release it ahead of the Super Bowl.
When this airs.
Right, exactly. When this airs. Oh God,
not today. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Now, if it was today, everybody would have been like, "Sorry, guys, I gotta go."
Right.
Yeah, a smart move on their part to kind of get in front of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
100%.
Did you guys
and be happy they're not delaying it? So good shit.
Did you guys see that SNL clip I sent you?
Yes, of course. I saw, actually somebody else sent that to me before you did.
That was pretty damn.
Skylar, it was hilarious.
It's a me,
Mario.
And what happens if we go off the road? Some guy in a cloud just uses a fishing pole to lift us up and put us back on the road.
Oh, okay. No, that was great.
Quick side note.
SNL Mario Kart, by the way, for those who haven't seen it, it's Pedro Pascal basically playing Joel as Mario, and they're doing Mario Kart. So it's a really funny skit. SNL has been kind of lacking lately, but that one was a good one.
Yeah. Also, just flat out, I'm probably taking Liam opening night to the Super Mario Brothers movie.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna go to a movie and take him to a movie,
might as well be a Super Mario.
It's that movie.
That's a fair movie to take him to.
I mean, 50% of the reason I'm seeing the movie is fucking Charlie Day as Luigi.
Yeah. I'm gonna go see the new Ant-Man movie, since we were talking about Marvel earlier. I'm gonna go see that next weekend. My friend Jesse's actually flying into town to see the movie.
Nice.
Me and her, we've always watched the Marvel movies together. That's been our thing for throughout our friendship. So she's just like, "Hey, Ant-Man's coming out the 17th. Want me to fly in? We'll go watch it." Sure, come on. So she's coming in. She's coming in for the weekend, so I'm excited about that.
Nice.
But the funny thing is that every time I talk about that movie, I can't help but just slip into that Vince voice every time I have to say Wrestlemania. And she gets it, and that's hilarious.
Nice.
It's hilarious.
It's just funny because like I can't talk about that movie without saying it like that. And like I know like other people all like look at me weird, and she's just like, no, I get it. Yeah, fucking wrestling.
Yep.
Of course.
But anyway, I'm excited for that. So
this is good.
But boys, I think we did a good job.
I think so.
I think we sports entertained the people tonight.
Are we
I
to
hope
sprinkle some crack on this one?
I think it's
Oh,
time to sprinkle a little
absolutely.
bit of that crack on
Absolutely.
that and get out of here.
Let's get out of
The
here.
old dusty trail.
CJ
never
can still go out and do shit.
Also,
I'm gonna go hit the casino and hire a hooker right now. Like I could do those things. I haven't yet.
2024. I'm fucking getting out there.
So I'm gonna go play some poker. Get a massage with a hand job, and then
as one is wont to do.
What else could I do? Oh, I can go to the liquor store. I can go to the grocery store. I could do everything.
And you have dispensaries out there, right?
Yeah, for those who partake.
Yeah.
You know, if you're one of those souls,
if you are one of those people,
if you're one of those people who submit to the devil's lettuce, then yeah, they're all over the place, and most of them are 24 hours.
Yes.
So
just plug in the town.
I'm plugging Vegas, baby.
They're a fucking company. Pay us.
Yeah, right.
I always see those ads. But yeah, good shit this week. You got all the plugs out there. You got all of our rants, all of our banter for the week. Again, follow, like, subscribe, whatever bullshit. But we'll see you next week. For Skyler, Craig, I'm Mike. Hey, throw it up. Peace, everybody. See you next time.